Good evening, Keystone. Welcome to the Keystone Central School District Board member voting.
Is your
meeting.
mic on up there? No, on the screen.
Audio's on. It shows
Okay.
it's on. Yeah, it should be okay.
Speak into your
Thank you.
mic. Speak into your microphone.
May we please have call to order, flag salute, followed by a moment of silence, please. Thank you. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much. Before we start, I'd just like to let you know that we had a school board executive session from 6 until 6:29 this evening on March 12th. We were talking about a contract issue and an employee issue. So thank you. There you go. When you're ready. Roll call vote, or roll call, please.
Dr. Baldino?
Here.
Ms. Bohart?
Here.
Mr. Shear?
Here.
Ms. Lynch?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Here.
Mr. Scott?
Here.
Mr. Wykoff?
Here.
8 members present.
Thank you so much. Action item A4, approve the agenda as presented.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to move the agenda as presented. Do we have a second, please?
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we have our B1, staff, student, and first responder appreciation. Dr. Redmond, please.
I'm glad to see we have so many folks here today. Sorry, I came in a couple of minutes late. I'm actually going to turn this over to the principal of Central Mountain High School, Mr. Varelli. He's done a great job of kind of organizing the team and bringing folks together. Mr. Varelli.
Over there on the.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Students, if you guys wouldn't mind. Just kind of unroll and stand right in front of it. While they are unrolling that, spin it around for the board, and then we'll spin it back around the other way.
You better.
If
get
you can.
some room.
It might be. Here, just walk like around this way. There you go. Perfect.
Oh, wow.
Stop, just like that. All right, thank you. Before we start, if I could have anyone who was a first responder, police, teachers, paraprofessionals, nurses, please come up front here and by the sign. We would greatly appreciate it. So if you were part of helping us out the other day, we want you to come up here, and we appreciate your time tonight. Don't be shy. Come on up so everybody can so they can see you. First of all, the fact that we have this many people here tonight in itself is amazing, but is even more amazing than that is what happened on that day. And I want to take just a few minutes to thank everybody, one overall, but then individually thank some people. The day that happened, we were very fortunate that no one was hurt, but what was amazing was how everybody came together. Our community, our teachers, our staff, our students. And what was truly, truly, truly amazing to me was everybody did it, and they did it just perfectly. And it was amazing to watch. It was unbelievable to see. And after you take a moment when it's over, I'll admit, during it all, you're not really thinking about a whole lot other than making sure those kids are safe, they're accountable, and we can make sure we know we have them, and then we get them where they need to be. But you cannot do it without all of these people in front of you and without all of the people that couldn't be here tonight. Some of the ones I want to recognize just so you can understand how amazing it was. When that first happened and we got everybody outside, it took us less than a few minutes to get all the kids where they needed to be. Teachers had them completely where they needed to be. They recognized who they were, where they were supposed to be. We had everyone accounted for in less than about 8 minutes, which you may say to yourself, seems like a long time. I'm not talking about getting everybody out of the building in 8 minutes. I'm talking we had every single person, student and staff, out of this building and accounted for, where that is an amazing feat. And to me, that was amazing. And then right away, we had emergency personnel here within minutes. We had firefighters here. We had local police, the sheriff's department, the state department, all of them coming. It was amazing to see. They were here quickly right away once we established that we knew that we probably needed to get the kids home that day. One, we talked to Incident Command, which was amazing. They decided we could get them at least inside for a short amount of time. It was about 37 degrees that day, so we couldn't stay out very long. We recognized that it was just in the one section. We got them where we needed to be in the gymnasium and then also in the auditorium. And that's where it was amazing to see everybody working together. We had some kids that were a little anxious with what was going on. We had teachers stepping up. I'm going to recognize, he's going to be mad at me, but Justin Bauer back there, one of our teachers, I had 4 different teachers come to me. Justin didn't have any students that day. It was on his prep. He went to multiple classrooms to make sure they were okay, gone to some of our special education classrooms, some of our autistic support, where the noise and the sirens very much bother them. Justin was there to help. I want to greatly thank him for that. That was amazing. Thank you. Another person or people I'd really like to recognize, Mike Bauer and Jeff Williams. They took command of both sections in the auditorium and then also in the gymnasium. If you've ever been in an emergency situation, what's very difficult at times is a lot of people are trying to talk at the same time on the walkie-talkie. We established that those two would be in command and that we would move from that. And if it was important, you go to them. So I want to thank those 2 individuals also. I want to thank Officer Van Gorder for absolutely being my right-hand man. There's no possible way I'd do this without him. He was there. He was organizing everything with emergency personnel, who I want to thank unbelievably for your reaction. That was impressive. And what you did is just completely impressive on how you came here as quickly as you did and took care of everything. So thank you for that. I want to thank Mr. Probst and Mr. Broughton for, as immediately when this happened, they jumped into action, jumping in, putting out the fire right away. They have experience as far. Thank you, guys. As you can see, always on call. So we appreciate that. Thank you too for being there, being Johnny on the spot and taking care of our kids. Thank you for that. I want to thank Shelley Ott Transportation and everything with Bittner and their transportation, because it was absolutely amazing how quickly they got these buses here. We got the kids on and they got them out of here. So thank you very much for that. I very much would also like to thank, and I'm going to turn it over to her, and I told her that I would do this, Miss Brungard and her kids. And what not everybody was aware of is we have a childcare that happens not every day, but most days. And we happen to have a childcare that day. So not only did we have our staff, our kids, but we had some little ones with us too. And what was absolutely amazing was this lady and her students and how they handled it. So I want to turn it over to you because you can give a better description of what took place.
If you don't know me, I'm Ashley Brungard, and I am the child care instructor here at the high school. So On any given day, we have between 20 and 30 preschoolers here with us. And on that Thursday, we happen to have 22 and 3-year-olds with us. By the time I realized that the fire alarm was going off and that preschool did not pull that fire alarm, that has happened. I turned around to my students who already had the preschoolers in their arms, lined up at the door and ready to go out. It's a big responsibility to have those little ones with us here at the high school. You know that we get a lot of negativity out in the public. And when parents drop their babies off to us, it's a big responsibility to make sure that they are safe and cared for and learn some things while they're here. But I did bring some students with me today who were my people that day. They were calling parents professionally, explaining what was happening, telling parents that we were evacuating, where to pick up. They were signing children out. I had to walk out into the parking lot and speak to the state police who were helping to block off some traffic and let them know. And they were playing games with our preschoolers in the gym. They were sort of gathered around them, protecting them from everything that was going on and keeping everything calm and orderly. So tonight I have with me Maya Kraut, who called parents, signed kids out, kept everybody calm. I have Emma Lucas with me. She was right there with me. She was, Mrs. Bringard, we got to get their coats. It's cold out. Do you have your papers with you, Mrs. Bringard? She was there. Charlie was entertaining those preschoolers. They were playing Duck, Duck, Goose in the corner. She had them sheltered over in the corner so that they were not seeing anything that was going on or being frightened. And Kennedy was there checking to make sure it was the right parent with the right kid, watching for cars coming through the loop and dismissing them. I cannot say enough about my students. They're amazing every day, but that day they were truly amazing and really stepped up and kept me organized. And when all the preschoolers left and we were ready to go, they looked at me and said, "Are you okay? Do you need anything? What can we do for you?" And gave me a big hug. And they are amazing. They stepped up and really did adult things that we don't even want to do on a normal day. So I can't say enough about them. They're truly amazing.
I really think in closing, what I want to be able to say is this: when you have a chance to be able to step back and look back on this, you realize that it takes all of these people to think of the students and other people and do their job and do it unbelievably well. And what I thought was the most amazing thing was the collaboration between Central Mountain High School and our community. And it was an unbelievably beautiful thing to see. And like I said, thankfully, it wasn't an emergency where anyone was hurt, but it was certainly an emergency where we can see that if anything were to happen in the future, we are prepared. And it's because of what you're looking at here and all of the names on that banner. So please give them one big more round of applause. They certainly deserve it. Thank you very much.
So if I may, one of the superintendents are extraordinarily protective of the students and staff who are working in the schools. We feel a sense of ownership about everything that happens in the school district. And it's a nightmare scenario for a superintendent to be on vacation out of the state and something like a fire happens in the school district. I was terrified when I got the first call from Officer Van Gorder who said, "Hey, did you know?" And then I started getting texts and calls from Christine and Nick and Kurt Lynch. And initially I was like, "Oh my God, what are we going to do?" And then I quickly realized that I have an amazing group of professionals who just did the work.
Yes, we do.
And so I want to thank you all for keeping the kids safe, for keeping your eye on what was important, for being the professionals that you are, and for everyone who's standing around here. Thank you so much for keeping our kids safe. Thank you.
Yep.
You squeeze everybody in and you get one more picture because
Hey, Nick.
something.
I want to tell you one thing, because you weren't here last week. All these guys back there that train. I've been a first responder all my life. Manny is. These guys are the reason that this stuff comes together.
Yeah.
The most impressive statement I've heard was from two students last week that were here for a board meeting. And you know what they said? They said, all our lives, all the training we do, fire drills, we think is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now we understand why we do it. That's kudos to all of you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
I just kind of get, you guys squeeze in a little more there, just so.
Oh, that worked out really well, Christine.
I think I had to come back, sorry.
No, that's good.
Okay, fantastic.
That's beautiful.
Thank you,
Keystone
guys.
Collective, good job.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. That's one thing about this area. We're all very individual, rugged people, but when push comes to shove, we're there, you know? We're there.
You know how it goes. It's a fun job.
I do. Elizabeth, might as well push the table back out.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Manny. Yeah, before I was pushing it back, they were telling me too far, too close, too far, too close.
For sure having a great speaker.
Oh, thank you. We'll resume in just a minute. So we are, so you're good. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Take your time. When we move on to action item C1, it's the Keystone School of the Month. And we have the Bucktail Middle School, High School, and Athletics Director. So please introduce yourself and enjoy.
Hey everyone, I'm Jim Polito. There's a lot of new faces up here. I am the principal of Bucktail Minerva Elementary. Since I've been here, every year when we're School of the Month, we have worked as a team to create a video that highlights some of the things we do during the academic year, as well as our extracurriculars. Typically, Dan Heiser, who's one of our teachers at the elementary school, helps us compile the video. We put it all together and then we bring it to you guys. But this year, we now have Lindsay Kalbaz, who was one of our ELA teachers at the high school. Her yearbook class, two of her students, Olivia Henderson and Caitlin Plosky, took the task of putting this video together with the supervision of both her and Dan Heiser. I think it's really special this year. We also had some elementary students who narrated. I think it turned out really well. It showcases a lot of the outstanding things our student staff do and highlights some of the things we do within the community. So having said that, as long as tech has it ready, we have a presentation for what we do at Bucktail.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, the name of the students that helped do this?
It was Caitlin Pulaski and Olivia Henderson.
So they're the high school students?
Yes, and it'll say it like right at the beginning.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay.
You want to grab that microphone back there and hold it to your speaker?
The audio is going through the video.
Okay, good.
Teachers and staff take the time to truly
Not just by name, but by their interests, their talents, and their goals. That personal connection is what creates a family atmosphere. Here, every student is seen, supported, and encouraged to grow. In the classroom, on the field, and on the stage, students lift each other up. Whether it's academics, athletics, or the arts, everyone becomes a fan of one another's success. Teamwork isn't just something talked about. It's something we live every day. Because when a school community supports each other like family, every student has the chance to succeed. Why do students thrive at those things? At Renova Elementary and Buckfield High School are small school events that include big opportunities for every student. In a smaller environment, students have more chances to showcase their talents and be involved in the things they want. They truly connect with their students. They know their strengths, understand their needs, and provide the support needed to help each student. Students here also understand and respect the expectations of our school community. That shared respect helps create a positive learning environment where everyone can focus on learning and achieving their goals. Most importantly, our teachers take the time to create meaningful learning experiences. This personal approach helps students build confidence, discover their abilities, and thrive both in and out of the classroom. How do our teachers go above and beyond for every student? At Renova Elementary and Buckfield High School, our teachers are committed to making sure every student is involved, engaged, and learning each day. In our small school environment, no one gets overlooked. Every student has a place, a voice, and the opportunity to grow. Our teachers take the time to build real connections with their students. They understand that learning looks different for everyone, and they work hard to support each student in a way that helps them succeed. Many of our teachers go even further, giving their time outside of the classroom to provide extra help, encouragement, and meaningful experiences that help students grow both academically and personally. Because of this dedication, students feel supported, motivated, and confident in their abilities. The care and commitment of our teachers are a big part of what makes our campus such a special place to learn. At Renova Elementary and Bucktail High School, our teachers do more than teach. They help every student grow. Where does Renova Elementary and Bucktail campus make a difference? Our campus makes a difference in many ways. At Renova Elementary, Bucktail High School, students are encouraged to work hard, support one another, and take pride in everything they do. Our sports programs are a big part of our school community. They focus on teamwork, dedication, and building strong character. Because of that commitment, our teams continue to complete at high levels and make our school proud. WED and extracurricular programs also give students the opportunity to showcase their talents and achieve great things. And just because our school is small doesn't mean our academics or athletes are less than any other school. In fact, our students work incredibly hard and consistently prove that success comes from the dedication, effort, and support of people from around them. At Grenoble Elementary and Buckville High School, our size is our strength, and that's what helps our students make a big difference.
All right, so that's our presentation. Sorry about the choppy video. It was not like that when we watched it. I'll send all you guys a copy just so you can, watch it with the video running, not like choppy like that. But it just showcased some of the things we did this year and some of the things we'll continue to do moving forward from extracurriculars to academics and just sort of what things look like up at Bucktail Renovo. Good. Any questions or anything?
Well, I saw you had some guest speakers. Was that the American Tooth?
It was. We had someone come up that does a Ben Franklin thing, and he
That's
sat
right.
down and met with all of our K to 6 students. It was really cool.
That was neat.
So it was really fun. That was a good day.
That and Santa Claus and the Grinch.
Yeah. So, that actually wasn't me, but it's my Grinch costume. Every year since I've been at elementary school, I put on the Grinch thing. But that was Mr. Day, our science teacher. He went over as the Grinch for our PBIS day right before break.
Well, thank you so very much.
That's great.
Deeply
Yeah.
appreciate everything you
Good
do.
job.
All right, thank you.
It's the most
You guys-
beautiful
job.
campus we have.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. You guys have a nice one evening.
You
You
too.
too.
Safe travels. Hearing of visitors, action item D1. Do we have anyone signed up or?
No.
Okay, thank you. Action item E1, policy committee report, please.
Yesterday, we had a policy committee meeting. We got some stuff ironed out that you'll see coming up in the future. We didn't get everything done like we wanted to. We're working very hard on some stuff involving transportation. And you'll see that coming up here very soon.
It was a good meeting. Thank you. Information discussion items. Is there anything in here that, you have any other additional questions or on the F1 treasurer's report?
I'd like,
Oh, go ahead, please.
I'd like to make a motion that we pass F 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, well, we don't, but thank you. They're just for discussion items. We actually don't
Right,
have to make a motion.
that's
But-
why we can get past them.
Okay, great. And then F4, discuss 2026 high school graduation program. Dr. Redmond did give me an update that he and his team are working on that. So we'll get some updates in the future.
Great.
Is that okay? Central Mountain High School Student Government Invitation, action item F5. The Douglas Manford, who's the faculty advisor for the Keystone Central School District, Central Mountain High School Student Government. He's invited the board members, if they so like, to meet with them. So you see on here, between 2:45 and 3:30, we had some interest last time. Do you have any dates that you would like to do this? And then we can, I mean, I'm gonna be as open as possible. I really want to do this, but it would be nice so we don't, unless you want to go independently, you can, but I think it would be better maybe for the students if we could try to keep it more together, so we don't take up too much of their time. Is there any particular day that you were looking at that, next week or?
You know, I think it might be better if everybody just drops in when they can.
Mhm.
It's up
That
to
way
you.
that they're not gonna they're gonna be, at least seems to me, they're gonna be trying to put myself back to when I was 17 years old. I'm gonna be less likely to be overwhelmed with 1 or 2 people
That's a good
rather
point.
than with 9.
That's what, it's up to,
Elizabeth,
yeah, please.
I did this last week and went and met with the group.
Mhm.
And it was very informational. We didn't get through a quarter of the stuff they wanted to talk about with one person. And I think if everybody kind of did it on their own, or 2 or 3 got together and went, it'd be a lot more beneficial. I think students, I don't want to call them kids, will get a lot more out of it,
Mhm.
because that was a very informative 45 minutes. And we were wishing we had more time.
Okay, that's great. That's really encouraging. We know that they're a great group. I definitely want to do this next week. So if anyone would like to team up with me next week, please let me know. Right now I'm looking at Wednesday is the best day of the week for me, or Friday. Oh, they don't meet Friday. So, Wednesday.
I can do it Wednesday.
Okay, do you want to call me and we can figure out a time? We'll be around. Okay, great. Eliza and John. So, okay, I'll email him. That's great. Thank you so much. And please, you all have the email. Please reach out if you have time. Behavioral data report. Unfortunately, the curriculum committee didn't have a quorum and they couldn't discuss this. When we looked at this, I had some board members say maybe it should go to a different committee because of the content. So be that as it may, it's going to be on someone's committee. And I believe, Chris, you had a comment about this, or please.
I think that, even though the curriculum could hear it, I think this would be a real good report, for safety and security to hear too.
Yeah, that's something to bring up. For safety and
Yeah,
security.
that's something, we have
Yeah.
a meeting coming up on the 19th. And this
Okay.
would be something good for the safety and security
Mhm.
to be involved in also, because the guys that are on safety and security, not just the committee, but our officers are involved in all of this, and I think it could give some good insight.
Okay, that part will be recorded for public then?
It could be, yeah.
That would be, because
We
then
can, yeah.
anyone who's on the curricular committee or any of us then could watch it if we so choose.
Unless
Is that-
there's something in there that needs to stay private.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Is everyone okay with that? We'd move it to the safety and security for this month?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
all right, thank you very much. Very
We
helpful.
can put that on an agenda for the 19th,
Mhm.
because we have a meeting on the 19th coming up.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. F7, the Keystone Summer Meal Program. We have an attachment there. It's been going on for many years. I think I saw Sharon Berger here.
Yes, she is here.
Oh, lovely. Sharon, this is your program.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's great to hear your voice. I know you've explained this in the past to the board, but I think your program is exceptional, and maybe if you could take just a few minutes and give some highlights, please.
Sure. Thanks for having me. We're really excited to be able to offer a free summer meals program this summer, not open to just Keystone Central School District students, but it's open to the full community. So children ages 1 to 18 do not have to be a student in Keystone Central School District to participate. So I have been working diligently this past week on the application process. It's quite lengthy, but I did receive confirmation yesterday from Pennsylvania Department of Education that we, Keystone Central School District, we do have approval from them to operate the program this summer out of Central Mountain Middle School, and then we're going to also operate it out of Renovo Elementary. And a change for us this year, last year we weren't quite sure how popular it would be in the Bucktail Renovo area. And we quickly found that there was quite a need there. So we're actually going to open up Renovo Elementary to be able to prepare those meal bundles right out of Renovo. We satellited last year, so we're not going to do that this year. And we have Mr. Polito was one of the people to say thank you for, because he helped satellite some of those meals for us on those summer days. So basically the program sits outside of the National School Breakfast and the National School Lunch program. We start planning for this in January. Transportation, food, nutrition services. We get together and we kind of map out what days and what when we want the program to begin and when we want it to end, because we also have our extended school year program that happens during this time as well. So this year we're going to be offering, like we did last year, 4 days of bundled breakfasts and lunches for all children in the community ages 1 to 18. And that distribution day will be on Monday. And then we'll have a second distribution day each week where we'll offer 3 days of bundled breakfasts and lunches on Thursdays. And those meals are on a first come, first served basis until they run out. And there is no registration required for anybody. We decided this year to insert, which is part of that attachment item, a traffic flow, because as the program became very popular, some people who didn't understand the flow of traffic, we wanted to improve upon that from last year. So we've been working with staff so they understand it'll either be a walk-up service, because we did have several local people from the community come and they just came up to us and took meals away. A couple people rode their bikes, and there were some, the majority of people were drive-up service. So that's how it'll work at Renovo and at Central Mountain Middle School. So you could just drive your car up. I attached the roster that is a requirement that we do have to have a parent or a guardian's name on that roster and the names of the children to prevent duplication of services. And I also did an attachment there too. We are required to give the public some information about food safety. So that'll get inserted into those bags. And then what happens is at the end of the month, the number of meals gets entered into our reimbursement system for food nutrition services. And then the district receives federal and state dollars for the program. And last year, we served 10,228 breakfasts and lunches for a 4-week program. So we're pretty proud. We're pretty proud of that. And we know with those types of numbers, there's a need for the program in the community. So we want to welcome everybody. And I usually do a radio announcement in May, or no, I take that back. The end of April, I believe, is when I'm on the schedule to do that with WSQV.
Okay, Sharon, that was, it's an incredible program. Thank you for starting this and keeping it going. If you would be so kind to consider this, when you're finished this summer with the program, please let the superintendent or someone know, or you come back and give us your numbers, because it's deeply appreciated, okay?
Oh, sure, no problem.
All right, you have a
I got-
wonderful,
I
any
have a
questions? Oh, I'm
question.
so sorry.
I got a question for Sharon.
Okay.
Sharon, last year, I had asked you to contact the
Sure about it.
Sugar Valley Charter School about joining them in this, and you had contacted them and they were going to do it on their own.
Yes, that is correct.
Have you talked to them this year?
No, I hadn't yet, Mr. Scaff, only because I didn't have approval from PDE just until yesterday.
Okay,
And I'm just a little hesitant, just in case there's some reason that we wouldn't be approved, but I will certainly reach out to them again.
appreciate it.
I
That was gonna
and I
be
know
my
that-
question too. Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it. They haven't decided yet, so if you would get with the CEO over there, Tracy Kennedy, and see
Yeah,
what they're
we
gonna
need
do,
to
if
try
they
to
wanna
get-
help you or you wanna help them like we had discussed last year.
Sure,
That way
That'd be
everybody can work together on it and get all the kids.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions for Sharon? Okay, great job, Sharon. Thank you
Bill,
so much.
Bill had a
Oh,
question.
Yeah, he said it was.
No,
My
it's the same
question was gonna be
Oh,
your question,
yeah.
the same
Okay.
thing.
Yep.
We need to make sure those kids are taken care of too.
Yep.
Last year they did it themselves,
Yeah.
but you know.
Mhm. I think it was the Friends. Okay, thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay, have a nice evening. Okay, item G2, the summer park rec decision. Dr. Redmond has requested that the board, even though we have a consensus, that we make a formal motion. We're opening it up. If someone would like to make a motion to approve or not approve the 2025 summer park decision, then we can open it up for debate and
Yeah,
discussion.
I'll move to approve the summer park.
Second.
Okay, second, discussion, please. Open to the floor. Yes, John, please.
I would just like to say that I am not for it. If we had a program that was set up for the summer that was more for the educational and not just set up for another recess, I might be for it, but I am strictly not for it.
Thank you. Any other comments, discussions? I would just like to add a comment. I did send Dr. Redmond, and Christine a list a couple months ago, just the programs I found in Clinton County. And there are so many programs in Clinton County. I truly believe that given our financial state right now, and the fact that this isn't a tutoring program, or it's not a catch-up program for the kids, or it's not an official STEM program, I'm sorry, I cannot support it. But if the district ever comes back with a summer tutoring program, or what they used to call it, summer school program, I'd be very, very interested in learning about that. Any other comments? Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
I have a
Oh,
question.
sorry.
Is this like just a summer half-day watch your kids program, or is this an actual learning where the kids are taught by teachers or assistant teachers? Dr. Redmond, are they reading or are they doing anything?
Yeah, they're doing, it's a variety of things. So it doesn't look classroom in that we're not bringing them into school to sit them down and have specific lessons based on like our English language art standards. They are still learning, they are engaged in more kind of an outdoor learning, more experiential. And so it will guarantee you the kids are learning things. It just doesn't, it's not the kind of typical way that we would think about school.
Is there? I remember last year when I'm rattling my cage, people had to sign up ahead of time for it.
They just had to let us know if we did have signups. Although if students came in later, we would allow them to participate because we have to know where, how to allocate resources.
Are we having limits that say if only one kid signs up, we're gonna move them to a different?
Very similar to what we did last year when we saw low turnouts in one of the parks. I don't remember off the top of my head which one. We closed that one down and shifted those resources to one where we were getting much higher participation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other comments before we close? Okay, we have a motion on the floor to move the summer park rec program as presented. Roll call vote, please.
Dr. Baldino?
Yes.
Ms. Bohart?
Yes.
Mr. Shear?
Yes.
Ms. Lynch?
No.
Mr. Miller?
No.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Scap?
Yes,
Mr. Wykoff?
Yes.
6 yeses, 2 nos.
Okay, thank you very much. My mistake, G1. Thank you for noticing, Christine. I scrolled down too far.
I was gonna go there.
Thank you. G1, when you catch me, please. G1, board conference. This was put on the agenda to see if there's any interest in having a board conference for training. And if you're gonna bring some ideas to the table, but if you'd still like to think about it, ideally, if it happened over the summer, that would probably be best for everyone. So do you have any ideas on any topics that you may or want to talk about? And we can get someone in to facilitate that or not.
I would say whatever topics the school and the board's having the trouble with the most, maybe financial, anything like that.
Okay,
Something that, is really gonna benefit us. Yeah, definitely.
okay. So financial, any other ideas?
A little early in the game, but I think there are some things that we're just looking at students. I think that there's probably something there. I'm just too green here to say something right now, but
Okay.
I'm really curious about. You put me on the wellness committee.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to understand that because I think there's something there.
Okay, all right, well put. So the financial, I think that's a great idea. It could dovetail with what Dr. Redmond is doing with meeting the staff, and there could be a breakout session just on how the finances are broken down. There's places you can see on the web where our financial pages are, where they put into the Department of Education, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It could be a little deeper look into that. So when you see a financial page, she could break it down into what Title I is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, what the money could be used for. I think that would be a great opportunity, maybe an hour. Would that be okay with everyone?
Mhm.
Yeah? Okay. Oh,
I'm looking at this a little differently. I think that we could very much benefit by sitting down together in a relatively informal setting, no teachers, I'm not, bad word, no presentations, nothing formal. Find out what our objectives are, where we think we've got strengths, where we think we've got weaknesses, and then maybe we can get, well, we might need something like that. But I think it would be good to have a discussion amongst ourselves. It's not a work meeting. We don't have to worry about a quorum. We don't have to worry about televising or advertising or anything like that. We could get together, we could talk, and I think we might make some progress.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Mhm.
Sure.
Very informal. And topics, whatever anybody wants to talk about on that day,
okay.
including the New York Yankees. Just.
Yankees,
other-
God. Seriously?
I'm all for this if we're gonna learn something.
Mhm.
But last week, Dr. Baldino, you were wanting to shut the doors and we're gonna duke it out behind the lines, and if we want to scream at each other and fight, that's what we should do. I have to disagree with you on that. We have to act like professionals. We cannot just say, let's go duke it out and fight it out and argue it out. We have to act professionals. If we want the students to do that, we have to set the example.
Okay.
And if we're gonna have a board conference, I think we need to stay on topic. And I think we need to work together and build a team.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm all for it.
Okay. Any other ideas for the board conference, or would you like me to work with Dr. Redmond and work on the financials and then he can kind of run with that, or?
May I throw something out?
Sure,
real
please.
quick? The administration team had designed a 2-day conference, set of meetings. The first part was just kind of the really basic about what it means to be a board member.
The
The
law.
second day, I read a lot about the law and that sort of thing. And the second day, which we haven't done yet, which was more specifically about the different departments that we have: teaching and learning, finances, facilities, special education, and that sort of thing. I think that would still be helpful, especially for our new members, to get the kind of general overview, similar to session number 1, and then have another session that is more specific. And the idea of kind of looking at the finances, about how to read a financial statement, what is the treasurer's report, all of that is already built into that training. So we originally had thought that this Saturday would work, but because we're too close to that, we can't make that one. So my recommendation is that we do this more than once, that we do one that's kind of the overview of all the different departments that are part of the school district. I think that will help you all as board members understand when we have a presentation by curriculum and instruction or something like that. I think it will help out. And then also for the really new board members who haven't done this yet, to do that first day. So Shelby, you and John did that first day a couple of months ago, but kind of redoing that for the folks who couldn't make it, I think would be a good starter as well. And I also think it's a good idea to do some more of these deep dives that you're talking about after that.
Okay, so do you want to do Dr. Redmond's in March, and then we'll do the finances in April?
Yeah,
Are we
if-
willing to, that's 2 Saturdays. So now the finance one, I'm looking, an hour, possibly an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then it'll be, keep building on that. If you have more questions, then we can go a little deeper the next time. So,
Dr. Redmond, how deep do you get into some of those in that second part for the new members? Like with the finances and things like that and all that, like.
It's enough to ensure that you have the information to understand what happens in a board meeting
Yeah.
with all of the different reports and everything that you're seeing on the agendas.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if we would need another day,
What do
you
you
know,
want?
with,
you want to do Dr. Redmond's first, see how deep it goes for
yeah,
finances?
we can go
then
through that, yeah.
You'll gather some questions
I
and then
think-
come back.
Yeah, there's no rush in doing
All
something
right.
like that.
So set a
So-
date for your Dr. Redmond day, please.
How does Saturday, the 28th look for you all?
The 28th will be fine for me.
Ten in the morning till 2 in the afternoon.
I might have,
Should be all right.
Yeah, trying to give everyone enough time to. Yeah.
So,
So Roger and Rich, how do those look for you?
It looks good to me.
Yeah.
okay.
OL, so your own lunch,
Or snacks.
or snacks or whatever, because
Yep.
we'll try to move through the material fairly quickly.
Okay. All right,
I have
You,
to make another comment.
please.
go ahead, Bill. This is the 28th, you said?
the
Yes.
20th.
All right.
You have a floor.
I s- think we would, you use the word professionalism, Chris. Well, again, I have experience with this in another field, and I can assure you we were quite professional. So it's your definition of a word at any given time.
Bill? may I
It doesn't
please-
mean necessarily that you're not going to be offended or that you're going to be agreed with. But that's how you advance things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Please help clarify, Bill, because if we're gonna be talking about goal settings and what our priorities are, we have to do that in a public
No,
meeting.
we do not. That's a
Yes.
strategy meeting and we can do it. We only need to do it in public if we're doing board business.
Okay,
It
I will
becomes board
ask-
business when we sit down here and somebody says, I move that we do this.
Okay.
Then it becomes board business.
Okay.
If we say, we ought to look into this, we ought to advance this, this is what we want to think about. But it doesn't become board business until we bring it here and act on it as a group and then vote.
I will help clarify that. I will send everyone the email that I got from the solicitor that states we have to, if we're talking about priorities and goals, it has to be in a public meeting. So I apologize, but you will get that formal communication. And then after you
Well,
review it,
it's important too, exactly how you ask the question, Elizabeth. So it's not, we need to know exactly, it should be done in writing so that we know.
yes, I will make sure if there's any
That the
questions. please let me
question
know.
was in writing so that we know what you asked, because you may have asked a completely different question than what we're talking about here.
Mhm.
In the Sunshine Law, it excludes strategy sessions. If you're not talking about goals in a strategy session, what are you doing?
Okay, I will forward the communication and then we can take the conversation farther so we have some more understandings. How's that sound? Does that sound
Yeah.
good? All right, super terrific. Action item G3. We spoke on this a little bit last time. Is there any questions with this resolution? With this CIU 10, general operating budget? Each
If
of
we're
us,
going to use it to our advantage, like we've been talking about, then I'm all for it.
this is an annual thing we're requested to do. And I think their
Yeah.
transparency is to be
Yeah.
commended.
And it doesn't cost us any money.
Yeah, we
nothing
don't
to
have to
talk
pay a
about.
membership. Yeah, their funding comes from state and federal and they do grants. So we don't pay a membership fee per se.
So if they want to do it, I make a motion that we do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
let's
I hear that
approve.
we have a motion on the floor to move all of the IU 10 attachments as presented.
To approval.
Mhm,
Yeah,
yes,
to approve.
approval, yeah.
A second.
Open for discussion? Discussion closed.
As long as we use it.
Roll call vote, please. Christine?
Ms. Bohartz?
Yes.
Mr. Shear?
Yes.
Ms. Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Wykoff?
Yes.
Dr. Baldino?
Yes.
8 members, yes.
Thank you very much.
Do we
Action,
need to fill out these papers? now?
Yes. Everybody has to fill these out and sign.
can we do them at the end or do you want to do it now?
Yeah, we can do it at the end.
Is that all right? We'll do it. Thank you so much. Action item G4, staffing study. Administration recommends approval of the following. Reserve the board approves the superintendent to furlough Keystone Central School District staff consistent with the results of the staffing study. Do we have a motion on the floor to move?
So
I motion to move it.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to move the administration recommendations. So the superintendent to furlong Keystone Central School District staff consistent with the results of the staffing study. Open to the floor for discussion, please.
You need a second first.
Oh, we didn't, I thought we had a second. I'm sorry.
I heard a motion. I haven't heard a
Oh, I
second.
thought that was a second. Second, please.
I'll
Okay.
second it.
You second?
Thank you. We have a second. Open for discussion, please. John.
My opinion on this staffing study was, according to Miss McIntyre, it was going to save the district $2.5 million. Now, with that being said, that's greatly appreciated. Any saving is a saving. But when you look at the studies that she showed us, we're gonna come in at a $5 million shortfall. So with a $5 million shortfall and a school district that's already, according to Miss McIntyre, is $145 million in debt. The 2.5% is greatly appreciated, but that's still not keeping us from raising taxes. The biggest thing, I'm speaking for myself, I'm not speaking for the board, that was very hard pill to swallow with that staffing study was the administration. I've said before about the bloat that this school district has with administration. Nothing was on that. So I am very strongly against it.
Dave,
Yep.
thank you. Open the floor for discussion.
Yeah, I need to make a quick point if I could. The staffing study was purely looking at the change in students over the last 5 years and making some recommendations for changes in our staffing levels based on the change in students. We were not considering finances in this. We're just looking at the difference in the number of students we have now compared to 5 years ago. And that's what the staffing study was based on. And that is what my request for permission to furlough is based on the results of that staff study, which again was conducted in the light of the reduction in the number of students we've seen over the last 5 years.
Thank you, Dr. Yes, please, Chris.
I kind of went a different direction and dug a bunch of numbers up and did the research on it. In 2017, 2018, we had 3,940 students. There were 40 Act 93 employees. That averages out to 98.5 students per Act 93 employee. Here we are in 2026. We have 3,223 students. We have, according to the list that was provided to me the other day, we have 35 Act 93 kids. And it averages out to 92 students that per Act 93 employee. There's 6 more students that were average out to the Act 93 person in 17 and 18. And these numbers just don't add up. And I think we need to see administration cuts also. If we're going to do a staffing study, it's just as important, because if we get rid of teachers, we're hurting the students. If we truly don't need them, we're hurting the students. We also a year ago talked about having redistricting done. The redistricting was never completed. So we need to know what kids are going to be where. We should move the kids where we need them, and then we'll know where the teachers need to be. I think we're jumping into this backwards, because now we're going to cut staff across the board, and then we're going to move students around. Then we're going to have to remove staff around, which is going to cause more aggravation.
Liz?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know who was going first.
All right, I'm gonna try not to stick my foot in my mouth.
Okay.
But for years, this problem's been with us for quite a while, and we've now reached a point of almost no return. But the only thing, and I'm kind of keying in on something you said here a few meetings ago before I got on, Bill, when you were listening to some of these folks out here that were trying for the board, and you said, I didn't hear anybody talking about education, right? And what I don't hear, and it's not anybody's fault here, but it's an age-old discussion, and it usually always is absent a discussion or a real seriously look at programming. Because as a system, that's to support children And I mean, I think I can relate a little bit to the medical field too, through my wife and all the years she was as a nurse. We talked about that. Is that in order for the system to work, and Chris, I know you understand this, and I'm dying to find out where all the rest of you guys are with this, but a management of a system requires that certain things be present, and that's program. Now, as an educator, I get what goes on here. And that's why I still want to work with classes and stuff. But in order for me as a teacher, I needed to have, and had the good fortune of being in the early stages of Keystone Central when we had the staff as far as administration that supported us, that came in regularly. And I had well, I won't go through my history, but anyway, it was necessary for me to have Denny Shuey and Ms. Garcia, who were in the building all as supervisors, and they knew when I needed textbooks that they were over at Sugar Valley or over at Liberty Curtin or something like that. And they said, well, we got 6 of those math books over here. But what they also did was they sat down in my classroom and would take notes. And then they would let me know probably what I needed to fix or that I was doing something right. Mary would come in and sit and teach in your class to show you. So in order for the kids to have adequate supervision, adequate experiences, our administrators have to be really good. And above those administrators, like the principals and those supervisors, we've lived with good and bad as far as upper level administration throughout the 30-some years of this existence here. So I don't take exception to anything anybody's saying here, but I think I really understand when folks see me out in the public and for years, and even here, when we talk about bloat, I can't see what that is. I don't have a picture of that because I know pretty much what all these guys are doing, what he's doing, what they're doing, and I don't see bloat. I see need. I see not enough money to pay for the need. And I think that's where we're at with this. It's like, yeah, we know that. I mean, I was in the Army with some of these other guys, and I needed those NCOs, and I needed the squad leaders. And if someone come in and took one of them out, somebody got a promotion. So that's where my head's at with this, is that I'm hearing, I offended, I think, Jeff one time. He was sitting here, and I was speaking. I said, this is what we're talking like we're herding cattle here. We've got so many, and it was so many kids and so many teachers and so many administrators. So we work out this. To me, it's an unrealistic ratio. Not meant to offend anybody, but that's the way I see it, is that for half a century, we continue to move kids around. We continue to close buildings based on those ratios. And when we shut down McGee, shut down Dickey, I'll go down the list, we've lost some great country schools because we were shuffling kids. So when they did Rob, what did they do? They took kids from Beech Creek and bust them by Mill Hall to shoot them down to, it's like, what? And then they decided they were going to send Valley kids over here. And, even though we argued about going down Interstate 80. So I would like to see more discussion at some point somehow about what the heck is the programming that we're really willing to eliminate. Because there were a couple of teachers I know that we get rid of them, we lost an entire program.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking to the kids, and they're thriving. There was one guy up here, he's a science teacher up at Bucktail, and he drives, oh my God, 2 hours a day to get to Bucktail. The guy's phenomenal. And you folks here at this school and everywhere. So I think I better shut up.
No.
But I know you all get what I'm saying. It's not easy, but we are in a position that whatever we do, we're going to kill something. And we do need qualified administrators. Now, we can change some of what we do, but we got to be willing to make those changes. They're not cuts, they're changes in the way we operate. So that's another conversation.
Okay, thank you, Rich. If I just want to make sure if I could summarize what you said, and if I'm wrong, please
I'll
correct
pay
me.
you $10.
I can't take any money. 5, I can take 5.
All right.
So it looks like you're looking at the basis of if we're teaching curriculum that's not necessary, but it's still good curriculum, but maybe the curriculum choices should be shrunk a little bit, and then we would know what certifications for that teacher that has to be. Are you saying look at the curriculum also? When you say the programming, I'm assuming you mean the curriculum.
That's, curriculum's a part of it.
Okay, all right.
There's delivery, there's training.
Mhm.
I mean, with everything we do, and including what's happening even in maintenance and the rest of it. I listened very closely to what you were saying at the work session, John. And when I found out that you were HVAC, oh, that's huge, but you are a genius, so you know a lot about that. So I wouldn't question a thing that you say about that. But if I put a kid with you to train, I would want to know, what do you know? Are you gonna do the kid good, or are you gonna just pass him on and probably cause him problems on the job? So that's what I'm asking here is, we have some folks, but in my entire lifetime, I was always training and retraining. And that's what got me, close to 30 years of teaching that worked. And that I didn't ruin too many kids, but
Okay, thank you very much, Rich. That sounds like a great conversation about
Elizabeth.
curriculum. Manny, I think was next.
Mhm.
I don't agree with I don't agree with the furlough. From what I've seen, we are not overstaffed. According to Pennsylvania's website,
Mhm.
we are not overstaffed. We are on the line. We are average. Actually, some of the schools, with the numbers that I saw on the study, some of the schools are actually below the average, just a tad bit. We're not overstaffed, okay? So for everyone at home listening, we are not overstaffed. Teacher to student ratio, we're not overstaffed, okay? That being said, I don't agree with going through this furlough without looking deeper into what programming, what is not necessary anymore. There's some of the things that I do agree with on the staffing study that maybe we should look into, maybe taking away. I get it. The other thing is that the staffing study, not the positions, the staffing study, I feel should be put out to the public. I feel that they should be able to see what the staffing study actually came up with, because it's factual information. There's nothing that should be hidden from the public. It's factual information. The taxpayers are paid into getting that staffing study done because it was done on school time. And I think that they should be able to see what the staffing study says about each school, not the positions that are being put out for furlough or anything like that. The actual study itself. So I don't feel comfortable without releasing that information, agreeing to the furloughs and stuff that are being done.
Thank you, Manny. I'm not sure who was, you want to jump, thank you.
I understand completely what Dr. Edmond said about we're not cutting because of financial. We're
Mhm.
cutting because of
The numbers of
the
students.
number of students.
Mhm.
So if we have X amount of students, let's say before the cut, we have X amount of students, X amount of teachers, and X amount of administration. Now we lost all these students, so we don't require all these teachers. Then how can you justify saying we still need all these administrators?
Okay, is that,
Yep, I'm
okay,
good.
thank you. I'm sorry, Chris, go ahead.
I think I'm 100% on the ballpark with Manny. Our numbers are aligning with state regulations and pretty much where everybody else is. I think when we have our finance meeting, I think it's on the 27th of this month. Is that right?
I forget.
24th
Yeah, 24th.
at 3
Okay,
PM.
24th, we're gonna have our finance meeting. And this staffing study is not supposed to be about dollars.
No, it's enrollment based.
Right,
Enrollment
so we
based.
can't say, for us to say we're gonna save this amount of money, that shouldn't even be discussed.
No,
Right.
In the finance meeting, you're gonna see what Joni and that team has been working on.
Yeah.
They have, so far, you guys have seen how the reports are different. There's where you're gonna see where the money and everything is, so that doesn't really have anything to do with the staffing study. You're gonna see, and I guarantee every one of you, Rich, you included, are going to be shell shocked. So let's take out the $2.5 million here, but it's gotta be because ratio of students and all that, what employees we need.
Okay, so
oh, everyone goes around one time first and then we can do seconds, please.
Well, there's some confusion, at least I'm confused.
thanks, Bill.
If you guys are correct and we're at the thing, then it seems to be at odds with the study we were given, which shows that we've got a surplus. Now, part of it might be if globally we're in the middle, we got this many students and we have this many teachers and it works out. But that's not what matters. What matters is the classroom. What matters is the individual school. If you got too many teachers in one individual school, well, I shouldn't say too many people. So if you have too few kids for the number of teachers that are there in an individual school now, you may need to readjust somehow, either send them to another school or maybe we don't need as many. But it's confusing. And we come back to the thing that was voted down back in whenever it was, December. Maybe we should get that outside agency to look too and give us another opinion. It never hurts to have extra data to see it. As for Chris's point about, I think we got to be careful with just labeling it Act 93, because what are these people doing? Okay, are they actually getting their hands dirty and doing something besides supervising or not? And that might make a difference. In other words, okay, we've talked about it here. Sam's department, there's a bunch of, under the previous administration, there was sort of a proliferation in chiefs. And maybe we don't need as many chiefs, but they're not going away. They're just changing their titles. They're going to another job. And that's, so we're not, again, you have to look at the details to draw a logical, a appropriate conclusion. So I think that I'm on the fence, John. I'll tell you right now. I mean, I thought when I joined this board a little over 2 years ago, I thought there were too many administrators. But they've been kind of paired over the last 2+ years. So do we still have too many? I don't know. It's hard to tell, I think we need to, again, I think it would be a good idea to hire that consulting company and get another opinion on what's going on. Because I mean, I agree with you guys. I don't want to hurt the kids for sure. I mean, that's legitimately the first thing. I mean, I said what Rich brought up. The reason I didn't vote for anybody that week is not one of them said anything about the kids and education.
I did.
You weren't applying for a position on the board.
Oh, wow.
that was it.
Yeah.
No, that was back then.
Yeah, Bill has the floor, please.
I don't want to hurt the kids. I don't want to hurt the staff any more than is absolutely necessary. You got to, you don't build esprit de corps by undermining your
Right.
people. But we got to, sometimes we have to make hard decisions, but, you know.
Mhm.
I would propose that we reconsider hiring that Devacor or another, if there's somebody else out there, if somebody knows one that they think is better. I was impressed by the presentation I saw and by talking to people that they worked for, that they did it. They found more money than they cost, so I don't see what the downside would be.
Mhm. And was a recorded meeting, not the presentation. That was at a workshop, but that meeting was recorded. You'll find it on the agenda a few months back. Floor is still open, please. And yes.
Yeah.
Roger.
I'm kind of with Bill. I don't think the staffing study covered everything that it should have covered. I would hate to lose programs or anything like that based on a study that none of us know is what we needed to see, so.
Okay. Good call. Okay, everyone gets one chance first, and I'd like to make a comment, please. I truly believe that finding the correct ratio is, it's gotta be done with an algorithm, human input, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I agreed from the very get-go that we should have a professionally done staffing study, but what I didn't like the price. And I didn't like the fact that we had no input in it, like, you know, so we had some sort of collective vision. With the understanding that this is his job though, okay? We had no input. Now, I will say this, I would like to ask the board to consider that before we vote, that if you'd be interested, now that was $12,000, okay? IU10 also has a program. And I have no idea, it's not my job to call them, it's not my job to interview them. But if the board would like to give a directive to Dr. Redmond to contact IU10 with the understanding that hopefully the board can have some sort of input, like we're not telling him how to manage his staff, but we're saying, this is what we're hearing from the public. These are the PSSA scores we're seeing. We know that there's some classrooms that, you know, are not even reaching 12 children. So, yes, I think due to the importance of this, I think a third party would be absolutely, now we've come full circle to see the value in that. But I would like to see a lower price. And also to take possibly some input from the board so we can have a voice for our constituents. So that's where I'm sitting right now. Yes, John.
I agree a lot with what Mr. Baldino said. First and foremost of any of us sitting at this table is the welfare of the kids, the education of the kids. Nobody up here wants to see the kids be hurt. Nobody up here wants to see the staff or the administration hurt any more than what they're gonna be. But with that being said, I'm also sitting on this board. I don't want to see our constituents, taxpayers hurt any more than what they've been hurt the last how many years. Because every year the taxes are going through the roof and our community cannot afford it. We have to look out for the kids. We have to look out for our staff. And we also, just as important as our taxpayers. And as far as the input for the IU10 for the staffing study, I would be 100 after what we're going through here. I agree we should have done it from the get-go, but I agree 100% with the IU10 coming in with some of their guidance. IU10 something that we can all sit here and vote on, all agree on. Instead of, I know it's the job, but walking in here and saying, this is who we're gonna have for $12,000 and there ain't nobody else we're gonna look at. So,
Okay.
but we gotta, as much as we're looking out for the kids and the staffing, we gotta watch out for the taxpayers because our community cannot afford any more than what we're getting hammered. Okay, thank you. I'm done.
Okay, any other discussion? Yes.
Just last thing, because it's something that Bill said, and Chris is saying it, I believe. And it's just two words, One is you talked about what matters, and that's the thing that's near and dear to our hearts, the kids. Then there's this thing that really we're wrestling with, and that's what counts. And what counts is the dollars that we have and what's going on with the taxpayers. And I'm a senior citizen. I'm with you on all of that, my wife and I. So if we could just get them close to each other, that what we're able to pay and what we really do. And if we do this, then how are we turning that around so it starts to improve instead of us being here every stinking year saying the same thing? So kudos to this board for arguing and getting, and willing to go get this data.
Okay, thank you, Rich. Is Bill?
Okay, I'm not familiar with the, again, is this program that the IU10 have, is it equivalent to what the consulting firm would do? That's important. $12,000 is $12,000, but in the scheme of things, with our budget and what we're looking at, it's not that much money, really. Frank, do you have any experience? Do you have any knowledge of what the IU10 can offer with respect to that?
Back in October and November, when we were looking at this, we asked the PASBO, which is the business office organization, state organization, IU10 and PSBA, in addition to Devapar, if they could provide that kind of service. And my recollection, I'd have to go back through my emails and spend some time with this, is that IU10 could not offer us the same depth of study that we were looking for as PSBA or Devapar could offer.
All right, that was my next question was going to be, which one do you think is better? So it sounds like
Devapar by far. So
I was,
the big difference when we came, pardon me for interrupting.
no, please.
The big difference we saw between the PSBA proposal and the Devapar proposal is that PSBA would only share with us the numbers and not provide any recommendations, and Devapar was.
And that's not going to help us. We've already got the numbers.
No recommendations? Well, why would you have a study?
Which is why I recommend we want to Devapar.
I'm sorry, we're not,
All right.
I'm interrupting, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
So we've been down this path, which is what we brought back in.
Yeah, are you fairly
November.
confident with what you're recollecting there?
I'm fairly confident. I can
Yeah.
go back and double check to make sure I'm
So-
not misleading.
okay,
I think we could do two pathways. We could just table this for now and have Frank go back through his emails. Or we can table this and amend the, actually not table, but amend the motion to suggest that we get another opinion from Devacor to before we proceed.
okay. This is an option. Okay, we have a motion on the floor, just a minute, please. We have a motion on the floor, we have a second, we have discussion, okay? To close this motion, we could vote on it. And then the board can say, do we have
We
a
can do
consensus?
just
to
what I
have-
said we
Well,
could do,
Please, sir,
Elizabeth.
please, sir, I have the
we
floor.
can-
Bill, I have the floor, please.
Yeah, and you're getting off track and you're not right.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to offer a second option here, please, sir. Thank you. You can close the motion. All right? It's vote, close, and then you just give a directive. We don't need to vote. Just give a directive to the Redmond. A consensus, please come back next month, work session, comparing if you want to PSBA or Devacor, and then
I provided that analysis and.
okay, you can
so-
email
so
it to
the-
us,
the
or
board- yeah.
however you want
It's-
to disseminate it.
Sure, I can send it out again because we have already had that discussion in a board meeting and it's part of the record.
Okay. So that's an option. Yes, please.
Okay, I want to make it clear. I'm not saying we have to get rid of a ton of administrators,
Mm-hmm.
but we need to check the balance between how many chiefs we have and how many Indians we have, like
I'd
Bill
love to use
said.
different phrasing.
We need to check that difference. Now, as far as this goes, Christine, who made the motion?
For the staffing study,
Yeah,
Mr. Miller and Dr. Baldino seconded.
I would recommend that Mr. Miller since you made the motion, you rescind your motion, and then we table this until we can get some more figures and a little bit easier line to read.
You can do it you can do
That
it
would be
multiple
the
ways.
easiest.
You can do it multiple different ways.
May I say?
Yes,
something
please.
real quick? One of the reasons why we're bringing this to you now is there's a timeliness to this. And I've shared this with the board on a few occasions that for people who may be affected by a reduction in our current staffing levels, their opportunities for finding employment elsewhere, right now is the time between now and the end of the year when there are the most opportunities. If we were to retain Devapar to redo the staffing study and they were to go through the process, their projections was 3 months, I think, to go through it.
So that's.
And so that puts us into June before they could get back to us with a staffing study. And I don't think that's very fair to any staff members who may be affected by a potential change in our staffing levels. And this study is done based on the change in the number of students that we've had. But we also have to recognize that whatever comes of this will have a budgetary impact. The board is required to pass a budget in time for the budget to be uploaded to PDE by the end of June.
Mhm.
And so if we don't have good numbers for Joni in April, she's gonna have a real hard time getting a budget to the board in time to meet the deadline with PDE. So you make the decision you're gonna make. I want you to have that information as you're thinking about where you're going from here.
Anyone else?
So,
Oh.
so the staffing study is done. We got the numbers. We see that the student teacher ratio is average. We're on the line. We're not overstaffed. Yes, there's some areas that might need adjusted or kids might need moved or something like that. But the staffing study, the purpose of it was to find out the student teacher ratio, which we are on average in Pennsylvania with what PA has on their websites. So now that we have that information, I don't understand why we are going to be furloughing then. If we are on average, because technically if we lost students and now we're on average, technically we had more student to teacher ratio before. So why are we getting rid of positions and furloughing? It still doesn't add up to me.
So the calculation that is made for coming up with the student teacher ratio is based on a few different things, and those are often fluid. So you end up with a range of possibilities for what your class sizes could be. So a low class size for a primary class that is kindergarten, first or second grade ranges between 17 and 22. The staffing study assumed a class size of 20. Similarly, in a intermediate classroom that is third to fifth grade, the range of student size could be anywhere from 20 to 27, depending on what sources you look at for how big those classes are.
Well, all the information I found was on commonwealthfoundation.org, and the other stuff was found in the Keystone, what is it? Oh, I lost it here. Pennsylvania Code .gov, I believe, is the other one. It has it there, and it states that we are on average in just about everything in preschool and older toddlers, preschools, young age school students, and older school age students. So the thing is that if we're gonna try to split hairs, I think that's getting a little dangerous close to the fact that we are already on average with student teacher ratio. Again, if there are some classes that need to be moved around or something because of maybe there's 2 students in a classroom or something, I get that. But again, I would like that information of the actual study to be put out so people can see where and why we're making the decision as a board, why we're making that decision. Not just, hey, we're just going to start doing this and this without having any information out.
I saw you're up. Please, Chris.
I'm listening to you two talk numbers here. How many numbers did you just say we're averaging? No,
Hey.
no.
Well, it depends on what class range you're looking at.
Right, because I remember back last year, you said we were averaging 23 to 25 in a class. And if was the average and it's supposed to be lower than that, getting rid of more staff is gonna up those numbers. Because last year, if you guys remember, now we have a whole bunch of new board members here. We were having to juggle things around because we had too many kids in a class and we were averaging 23 to 25.
For our primary classes, yes, which is
Yeah.
what's a high number, and the staffing study is based on 20 for our primary classes. Not 23 to 25, and we do have currently kindergartens that are at 25 right now, kindergarten classes.
Okay,
Those are high, I wholeheartedly agree, we don't want those classes to be that big. But we have to work off of some kind of base number and try to get it as close to that as possible, and that's what the staffing study represents.
but if we eliminate staff, those classes aren't gonna get smaller.
It doesn't necessarily work like that, Chris. It depends
Okay.
on the grade level and it depends on the school. There's a whole lot more than it does. We can't just say as a global idea that if we remove staff numbers, then all of our class sizes are going to go up.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please. Bill, I'm sorry, Chris, you're finished, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Yep, Bill, please.
I want to make sure I understood what the staffing study as I read it, Dr. Redmond did. The recommendations for elimination of positions was only in areas where there seemed to be a oversupply of teachers for that limited area. Is that correct?
Yes, for instance, if we look across all of our kindergartens currently in the district, our average class size is 20.9 students, which is really close to our intended average of 20 students. There's a range there. We have Woodward Elementary that has class sizes of 25, and we have Liberty Curtin Elementary that has class sizes of 17 and a half. And so there's a range there. It comes out in the average. So any changes that we're making is looking in particular at each school and the class sizes in each school to try to maintain those averages. And again, what we're looking at for the target class size, and this is in the information that the board has access to, is 20 students for our primary, that's K1, 2. 25, I misspoke earlier, is 25 for 3, 4, 5 classes. Actually, that goes up through grade 6, and then grade 7 through 12 is an average of 30. And again, these are not necessarily just Pennsylvania numbers. These are looking nationwide from organizations like the National Education Association for recommended class sizes. And admittedly, there's a span. They don't say that all class sizes in secondary should be 35. There's a span that runs from 25 to 35, depending on what type of class, what part of how old the schools are, all that sort of thing. So when you do a staffing study, you have to decide on what metric you're going to use. And we explained all of that in the staffing study, what metric we're using, and we're ending up in about the middle of the span of those number ranges for primary and intermediate and secondary. So the staffing study is a result of all of those metrics and assumptions going into it.
Okay, and presumably with the example you gave, the kindergartens, there's not a recommendation to eliminate. There would not be a recommendation to eliminate a position for a kindergarten teacher.
I can't really speak to that because, and this goes to one of Manny's concerns of if I identify anything that we might change before I have an opportunity to talk to the people who might be affected. I don't want people to think that they may lose a job based on a conversation we're
I
having.
understand what you're saying, yeah. And can you think of a reason, or maybe I missed it, maybe you already gave it and I missed it, that there's a inconsistency between what you're contending from the staffing study and what Manny found online?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think either of you is wrong,
Right.
but there's got to be a reason if there is indeed an inconsistency. Yeah.
So we chose those numbers based, again, looking at the range for each one of those grade bands, and we went to the middle of that range. Not all of Pennsylvania has made the same decision about where in the range to sit. From my perspective, we should sit about in the middle of the range wherever we can,
Okay.
because it's kind of the sweet spot between all of the factors that affect schools. Everything from physical size of classrooms to how the state funds education and all those. Sitting about in the middle of the range puts us in the best position, in my estimation, for continuing to run the school in an efficient and effective manner.
Thank you.
Okay, so, oh, all right, and then we can start wrapping this up, but please go ahead.
Chris, I wanted to say I appreciate your suggestion of rescinding the motion. But honestly, as I'm sitting here, I don't know if I want to rescind the motion or vote like we have on the session for tonight, vote on this job study that I am really against. Just vote on it. If the board votes yes on it, we move from there. If the board votes no on it, we move from there. But I think we have to vote on this job study instead of just leaving it out in limbo.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your suggestion of doing it. I just don't think I want to do it that way.
Okay, that's your call.
Okay, to move the meeting along, is there any other comments? Do you feel critical, or are we ready to vote? Okay, all right, there's a motion on the floor in a second. Administration recommends approval of the following. Resolve: the board approves the superintendent to furlough KCSD staff consistent with the results of the staffing study. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Shear,
No.
Ms. Lynch,
No.
Mr. Miller,
No.
Mr. Rodriguez.
I want to clarify, this is to say, to pass it or not.
It
To
is
pass it for
not, a vote, a no vote means you are not in favor of it.
Okay,
Maybe,
does not
maybe a
matter.
little more specific.
Please,
So if
go ahead.
the motion was to allow me to furlough staff based on the results of the staffing study.
Okay.
So a yes vote gives me the permission to furlough, a no vote does not give me permission to furlough.
okay, no.
Mr. Scaff,
No,
I'm sorry,
no,
Mr. Wykoff,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
Ms. Bohartz,
No.
2 yeses, 6 noes.
Okay, thank you. At the, I would like just to ask the school board, this is related to this. We already closed the agenda. So I will be
Mhm.
sending out an email tomorrow, just to let you know, regarding if you would like a special meeting to set anything up, or do you want just to give a directive right now and ask Dr. Redmond to come back to the table with something for us?
Could you say that again,
Oh.
please?
Did you want me to set up another special meeting to go over details of the staffing study and what we, and he can present whatever he wants to present, or does the board just want to give him a consensus right now, come back to the table with, 2 alternate third-party consulting firms that will do this, or just one consulting firm? And do we want to have a special meeting then to approve it, or do you want to wait until the second? It's going to be the 3rd Thursday of the month for April. So please help Dr. Redmond and this board to move forward. What do you want?
I think because of the time frame we have to have done by the end of June. If we could, I think we should come to a consensus tonight about who we want as a third party to come in, so we're that much closer whether it's I don't remember the names, the person you said it takes 3 months, or IU-10, however long IU-10 takes, I don't even know. But if we could come to a consensus tonight, we're already, instead of waiting till the next meeting, we're already.
Okay, now I hear what you're saying, John, and thank you, but it's not on the agenda per se, but I'm just saying, just to move forward, do you want me to send everyone an email out tomorrow asking for, do you want me to set up another special meeting? Do you want me to set up another special meeting right now? We can look at our calendars, so Dr. Redmond and his team can move forward.
Elizabeth,
Yes, please.
I understand what John's saying, but first we gotta know what IU-10 does.
That's what I mean.
Second, we have to know what they cost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we can't make a motion.
That's, well, yeah, we're not making
And
a
I,
motion
tonight.
I don't think there's any need for a special meeting. We're
I don't
already
think
at
so.
we're already at the point where we got to be fair.
Mhm.
We either, if we're going to furlough, we got to make that decision tonight. We've already made it. We could do it over. I'm not saying I want to, but the point is we need to do it. It's not fair to the people that might be furloughed.
Yeah.
That they can't look for another job if we, and we're
agree.
not going to get any useful information fast enough that it's going to put them in a decent position. Is that a bad way of saying that, or is it?
No, well put. understood.
It's,
Mhm.
So if we're not going to do it tonight, we can take our time. There's no need for a special meeting. It can come up if you want to, if you don't want to just take a vote on it at the end of this, we add it as extra, other business that needs to be discussed. We could do that and do it. But if you want to get, Dr. Redmond's already offered his opinion that the IU-10 doesn't seem to be able to provide what Devonport, is it Devonport or Devonport?
Davenport, but yeah.
Yeah,
Devil
PAR, yeah, can do it. PSBA can't or won't, so they're out.
Different level of service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think we either, if we're happy with the decision we just made, then I think that Frank, come back. If you want a more detailed look at the IU, I don't think it's necessary.
So apples to apples.
But if you want another proposal, and we usually want that with other things, so I don't have a problem with getting it for this. But have them, bring it back next month, and then we work on getting it, and we end up changing it next year if we have to, which is not going to be great for what Joni has to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What we need to figure out is why we're losing students. That's where we're losing
Okay, well,
everything.
I'm sorry, Manny. I understand. That's a good topic for another time.
Mhm.
So is this a directive for Dr. Redmond then, just to get apples to apples, basically, IU-10, Davenport, and just come back in April? Is that what I'm hearing? Directive?
To
Yes?
get information from both.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I want. I want IU-10 and what was the name of that other place?
Davenport.
Yes.
Okay,
Then we can compare and we know, and we can move forward.
okay.
I think the staffing study needs to be done by a third party outside,
Yep, it seems that would be the.
but
way the
something that
board-
we can all agree on, like I said, not just say, hey, this is who we're hiring, give me $12,000.
Mm-hmm, yep, okay. Thank you very much. Good discussion. G2, out-of-state field trip. This was on the work session. Very excited.
We should be on G.
G5. Oh, that,
G5.
I'm not sure. G5, this was already taken care of. The appointments were made last time, but this would be helpful if, whenever you have a chance, Christine, the wellness committee, you could send us the minutes and maybe from the last year and records of retention. Just let us know when the next meetings are, please, when you have time. Okay, thank you. G6, out-of-state field trip. Is there any questions or, sorry?
I make a motion that we okay and pass the out-of-state field trips.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Discussion closed. Motion is second on the floor to move the out-of-state field trip as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. G7, resolution of uncommit PSERS funds. Joni gave a good presentation on this. Do we have a motion to move as presented?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion to move the PSERS funds in the amount of $3,500,000 as presented. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Thank you very much. Action item G8. Penn-
Motion to approve.
I have to read it first, I'm sorry. Item G8, trust me, I don't like talking this much, I really don't. But we had this, Robert's rules.
Yeah, I move we approve 8 through 10.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to move action item G8, Penn School Safety Institute, PSBA. G9, Lawrence Trust Agreement as presented. Action item G10, Sugar Valley Charter School Annual Report as presented. And the number 11, Act 93 representative for the school board.
He didn't say 11.
Well, I
No,
didn't-
he just said.
Oh, he
ten.
said 8
Yeah,
through 10?
I
Oh, I'm
figured
so
that
sorry.
was going to be contentious, so.
Oh, okay. So we have a motion on the floor to move and seconded item G7, G8, G9, G10. A roll call vote, please.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yep.
Mr. Wykoff,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino.
Yes,
Ms. Bohart,
Yes.
Mr. Shear.
Yes.
Oh, 8 members, yes, sorry.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much, Christie. No problem. Okay, action item G11, the Act 93 representation. We were to get a vote on this, please, a motion, to appoint King Spry Law Firm to act as the Keystone Central School Board's Act 93 representative for the upcoming discussions. Do we have a motion on the floor, please?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to move the Act 93 King Spry firm to be as the school board's representative. Discussion, please.
As the personnel chairman, I think anytime we move with employment contracts and whether it's union or not, we consult representation to make sure that we are all, both sides, getting the best bang for the buck and that we're doing it legally.
Any other discussion, please?
I agree with Chris.
Okay. Any other discussion before we close?
I
Bill?
need clarification on what you mean by representation. The impression I got when you brought this up previously was that you wanted that lawyer to speak for us.
Mm-mm.
I'm totally against that.
Mm-mm.
If you're talking about consulting with an
Mhm.
attorney, if you're talking about consulting with an attorney after we have our good faith discussion before we conclude a contract, that's a wise thing to do.
That's what we're talking about.
But we shouldn't get too involved with an attorney too early. It just complicates things.
Mhm.
And I think that we need to follow the procedures in the statute, and we've gotten written notice now. So now we need to schedule a date to sit down, for the board to sit down and listen to Nick or whoever else is going to come in and do it and tell us what they're interested in, and then we act from there.
Mhm. Okay, yes, to help clarify, it is, as he represents the board, he's a consultant, so we can have backup, so we make sure we're doing this right and equitably. Okay, other discussion? All right, we have a motion on the floor and a second to move, Act 93, the appoint King Spry Law Firm as the school board's Act 93 representative. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Scap,
Yes.
Mr. Wykoff,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino,
Yes.
Ms. Bohartz,
Yes.
Mr. Shear,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
8 members, yes.
Thank you so much. And to segue to what Bill said, it's not technically on the agenda, but it is related. And out of respect to Nick and his group, you saw the email that I sent out. I need to know, I had not seen an email response yet from him. But if it's best for Nick and his Act 93 group, for them to meet during the day, okay? Or do you feel, because the law says the first meeting is with the board. Now, you don't have to attend, but you were invited to attend, okay? So if Nick comes back and he said, it's best if we meet at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or it's best that we can meet at 6 PM. Is there anyone here that feels very strongly that they want to attend and that's the only time of day that is good for them? Do you prefer after 5 o'clock? Do you prefer midday? What do you prefer? So I can help get this moving.
Midday.
Midday? Is anyone here that definitely wants to go, that they have a time preference due to their scheduling? Okay, midday, I'll say anytime between, I'll try to do it sometime between 12 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay, and everyone will be on the email, and it is just the board and just Act 93. Those are the only people allowed in the room. Okay, all right, super terrific. I will get that done. Hopefully my internet will be back up tomorrow morning. Action item H1.
I'd like to make a motion that we move H1, 2, and 3.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a first and second to move action item H100 board policy procedure, action item 2003 functions, move number 3004 membership. All those in favor say aye. Oh, sorry, open for board discussion, please.
Was these, I know the policies and the policy committee, we went over them.
No, yeah.
Okay, so now before we make a final vote, did somebody check and see if they are the way they were when we did them?
Okay. Chair Chris, do you have any comments about that?
I looked over them and they are as we did them.
Okay.
All right, thank
I'm
you very
good.
much, Christine. It's a lot of work, I know. Okay,
Elizabeth?
yes.
I'm sorry, you were a little too fast for me. I have a question. We may need to seek a legal opinion on this is, I wonder whether the presentation by the 93 people is something that has to be done under the Sunshine Act.
No, it's I will check with the solicitor.
Thank you.
I will check with the solicitor, but yeah. Okay. All right, so we have a motion on the floor in a second. And is there any other debate on action items? H1, 2, and 3, please. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. We have multiple minutes here. Does anyone have any edits or any other
I
discussions?
make a
before-
motion, we pass I-1 through 11.
Okay.
Second.
Second, motion on the floor to pass action items. Thank you for coming. Safe trip. Action item I-1 through 11, all of the wonderful special meetings we had in February. Any discussion?
Nope.
Closed. Roll, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. The business, we have bills for payment,
I
checks
make a
for,
motion that we pass J1 and J2, J3, J4.
okay, we have a motion on the floor to pass J1 bills for payment. Well,
J1 through
Wait.
4.
Right. I did ask Joni about the things I had in question and she answered them
Second before we
correctly.
can discuss.
I know.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
So we have a motion on the floor. It's not off the table yet. So I just want to make a clarification about the motion. The motion is the bills for payment. If you look, that is just a place card holder. There's nothing there to approve. So please, action J2 is the bills that have already been paid. This is informational only. We don't approve things that they've already spent money on. It's just informational only. So action item now CJ3 is a cost. So they want us to approve it. So I hear there's a motion on the floor to move action item J3 as presented. Is that correct?
There's a motion on the floor to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you
Just-
included 4 too, okay. All right, that's what I'm saying. Before you second it, it has not moved off the table. It can be reworded. So action item number 1 and 2, we don't actually approve, is what I'm trying to say. And so we just need the motion to read what we actually are.
We've approved them since the day we started on the board.
Okay.
Let's just pass it and
But there's nothing, Chris, we can't, I'm sorry, I don't mean, but Robert's rules, there's the
Chris,
bills.
why don't you
all right, I
change your
rescind
motion
that.
to
Let's
accept
do,
or approve.
let's do J3 and 4.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion on the floor to approve J3, the CSIU agreement, and J4, the Public School Facility Improvement Grant Program as presented. Do we have a second, please?
Second.
Floor is open for debate. Any comments, concerns? Yes, please.
I know it says on the agenda here, for the committee, the grant program for the facilities improvement, I'd like to table that until we get more instruction, I'm not sure what the terminology is I want to use, and more knowledgeable about what's all gonna be fixed here before we hand over $625,000.
That has to be turned in by tomorrow or we don't get anything.
We lose the grant if we don't come up with
Right.
matching money.
All right,
It's not saying we have to do it, but what we're saying is if we apply for that grant and we get it, then we have to match the money to get it. We may not even get it, so if we don't get it, we don't spend the 625,000. This is
Alright.
just to apply for it. We're saying that, okay, if we're awarded it, we'll come up with it.
okay.
And if we don't get the grant, then Sam's got to try to keep the air conditioners alive
Right.
Okay,
for another
And
year.
Sam's gotta open a
Yeah.
box of Band-Aids.
okay.
Yeah.
So are you finished with?
Yep. I'm
Okay,
good.
thank you. And I'd also like to add, if I may, when anyone applies for a grant, you're absolutely correct. Let's say it gets awarded, but between now and then, for some reason, administration of the board doesn't want it, you don't have to accept the grant. Okay, so there is time, and the good news is we still have all those portable heaters and coolers from Liberty Curtin School in storage. So if anything happens, at least we have some portables.
Okay.
It won't be great though, but anyways, we have a motion and a second, and we have the open discussion. Any other discussion, please? All right, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Scav,
Yes.
Mr. Wykoff,
Yes.
Dr. Baldino.
Yes.
Ms. Bohart.
Yes.
Mr. Shear,
Yes.
Ms. Lynch.
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Yes.
8 members, yes.
She took me off starting first.
Okay, we have action item J5. This is the district firewall bid award to Electronic Knockoff. District firewall service not to exceed $25,799.62 paid for by the general fund. Do we have a motion on the floor to accept as presented?
Before you do that, you should move 5 and 6 together
Well,
because they both work together.
Yeah.
Motion.
And
Mhm.
according.
So make the motion.
All right, I make a motion that we make it both 5 and 6 because
okay, that,
They work together.
they work together.
okay, we have a motion on the floor to move action item J5 and J6 as presented. Do we have a second, please?
Second.
Great, open for discussion.
Ooh, you gotta draw it faster.
Open for discussion. Okay. I will just make a comment. I requested this, but I guess it was too late. I'm not blaming anybody, but I just don't understand why, or did they get in contact with IU10 to compare? Was there anything that we could do that would lower the cost? Or is it completely separate?
IU10 doesn't provide the service that.
Okay, thank you. That's all the answer I needed. Okay, thank you. Any other discussion? Discussion closed, please. Roll call vote. We have a motion on the floor to move action J5, J6 as presented. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
You said yes.
Hmm.
Thank you. Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Wykoff?
Yes.
Dr. Baldino?
Yes.
Ms. Bohartz?
Yes.
Mr. Shear?
Yes.
Ms. Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah. Yes.
8 members, yes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Action item J7, Renovo repository bids. This just came through. Dr. Redmond sent an email. You had a comment from David Lindsay. This is standard things when things go out. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, does anyone have any questions on these and what they represent? Unfortunately, it's very time sensitive. Okay, so we have a motion, please, on the floor to accept, to approve the following recommendations to the board to approve the repository property bids as presented.
Motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve the repository property bids as presented. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion, please? Discussion closed. Roll call vote on this, please.
Why, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Why can't you just do a general open vote? Why do we have to do a roll call?
Because I'd like to do a roll call vote on this one.
Okay.
This is a very legal document. It goes to FEMA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So roll call vote, please.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Wykoff?
Yes.
Dr. Baldino?
Yes.
Ms. Bohartz?
Yes.
Mr. Shear?
Yes.
Ms. Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
8 members, yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Dr. Redmond, I didn't notice, but did anything change in your K1 personnel to reports?
No.
Please? I didn't think so. Thank you so much. Action item K1. The recommendation of the Keystone Central School Board of Directors to approve the following recommendations for the board. A motion to approve the human resources recommendations as presented in the 2 exhibits. Do we have a motion? Please.
I move to approve K and L.
Oh, you want, but thank you very much. Well, a motion on the floor to move action item K personnel 1 and also L curriculum co-curricular athletics and student activities as presented. Second,
Second.
any debate, please? Comments?
I have a question on
Yes.
L.
Okay.
L1 athletics and student activities. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 resignations. Is there a reason for that? Why they're all resigning?
From the athletics?
Yeah.
I only see one resignation.
This is one.
Yeah, I
Towards
only
the
see
bottom.
one too.
There's underemployment. There's
Yeah.
one.
No, those are all, we're hiring those coaches.
It says the position is a result
Oh.
of a resignation.
Oh, I see.
On
what you're
all
saying.
7
I
of
see
them.
what you're saying.
Oh, under Donald.
Yeah,
see.
Yes,
right,
yeah.
yep. Well, right, I don't have that answer off the top of my head. I'd have to talk to the athletic director about that.
Okay. And they're all from the high school and the middle school.
Yes.
All right,
Do you want to
If-
put that in personnel committee? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
if you could get us an answer on that,
Sure.
bring it to personnel committee, I'd appreciate that.
Mhm.
Good idea. Good. Yeah, good catch. Good catch. Okay, Any other discussion?
So
Okay, discussion closed. All those in favor to accept K1 personnel and L1 athletics and student activities as presented, please. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Action item M1, board meeting. Next board meeting, will be April 9th. Please note, because of Passover, it's gonna be the following. It won't be the first Thursday, the second Thursday. And is there anything else that the board would, like to say before we close? After today?
Do you want, what, how are we gonna work it? Are you waiting to hear from Nick to set up?
Good question. Yes, I will, like I said, if my internet is not back up tomorrow morning, may I come into school and sit in here and use your internet so I can
Of course,
email?
yeah.
Thank you. I know it's been over 20, it's 24 now. Tomorrow morning, I am going to reach out, all the board members are gonna be carbon copied. I'm gonna state that, we would like to set up a time, it's preferred sometime between 12 and 4 during weekday. But if it's not good for Nick and his group, then he's gonna have to counteract, and then I just wanna let him know. The goal is to set the date and time by tomorrow, close it tomorrow if possible. And everyone will get the email, okay? All right? Sound good? All right, motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.